The idea of producing vehicles alongside the replacement is not new within the automotive industry. Jeep did it with the Wrangler JK and Wrangler JL. Ram is currently doing it with the 1500 Classic, and now Volvo is set to do the same by introducing a flagship pure electric vehicle that's meant to succeed the XC90 crossover. But just like the examples we mentioned earlier, both cars will be sold side by side. Today's video will tell you everything you need to know about this mystery all-electric successor and how it is different from the first-generation Volvo XC90. Still, in today's video, we'll be revealing the production and launch date for this car, so do well to watch to the very end. The XC90 is well into its second generation since it was introduced less than a decade ago. Nonetheless, we're expecting to see some massive changes for the incoming third generation as the Swedish automaker looks to install the electric-powered XC90 as its flagship luxury model. According to experts, we hear that the new iteration will be christened a new name inspired by Norse mythology. Additionally, rumor mills claim it will wear a wagon-like design. We're tempted to start digging into the aesthetics and specifications already, but the urge to unveil the name of this vehicle is relatively stronger. So we'll sort that out first. Name. Volvo hasn't confirmed it just yet, but inside sources tell us that the XC90 successor will be called Embla. Volvo's outgoing CEO, Håkan Samuelsson, confirmed to Motor Trend that the incoming flagship model will have a name more like a child. He also mentioned the Swedish automaker would be looking to evoke some elements from its Swedish and Norse mythological roots in selecting a suitable name for the car. This car will have a name more like a newborn child. Calling that just new XC90 would be wrong, because this is really a first of its kind, Håkan Samuelsson said. Actually, Embla is a popular female name synonymous with the Scandinavian region. Volvo was also reported to have filed a trademark for the name with the European Union Intellectual Property Office last year. That further gives credence to the widespread rumors about the possibility of the car being called Embla. Exterior. From what we've learned so far, we expect the Embla's interior to pay homage to the Recharge concept. The Thor hammer headlight design will most likely be featured as well as slim vertical taillights. In summary, expect to see a car that will wear the classic Volvo wagon design. Before continuing our discussion, if you've made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Architecture. The Volvo Embla will sit on top of the multi-powertrain SPA2 platform, which supports the use of combustion engines and/or electric powertrain. Although it will share quite a lot of similarities with the concept Recharge that was introduced in 2021 as well, Volvo styled the concept Recharge to have extended sleek wagon body lines. At the time, Volvo called it a manifesto for future automobile offerings, so we weren't surprised to see the concept implemented in the design of the XC90 SUV, and we could well see it come to life with the incoming flagship model. In contrast to some of the mixed powertrain platforms we've seen, the SPA2 will be available in two different variants. This will give the XC90 successor a range of helpful benefits, including a flat door, shortened overhangs, and a more cab-forward stance. The new platform will be elongated, allowing the vehicle to accommodate a long-range battery pack that will reportedly supply power to all four wheels via axle-mounted electric motors. The combustion engine SPA2 architecture will look much more familiar due to the fact that it will feature an engine, transmission, and exhaust system. Essentially, the XC90 successor will get a distinctive design. However, the core of the design concept will still be hinged on space, practicality, and Volvo's less is more ideology. One more thing though, we cannot categorically call the Embla an SUV simply because it's far away from the ground, and some of its features, like the straighter-edged two-box silhouette, remind us of the 240, 940, and Volvo V70. However, you would have a problem differentiating the Embla from these other models, thanks to the LiDAR autonomous driving system that will be housed on the hump above the windshield. This will be paired with a full-scale 360-degree sensor suite that will be installed on the vehicle's body panel. Both technologies will combine to give the Embla advanced safety and driver assistance functionality. Interior. Still talking about safety functionality, the interior of the Embla gets some as well, with features like driver monitoring cameras and capacitive touch sensors attached to the steering wheel, allowing the driver to focus on the most important thing, driving. The infotainment system will run on Android's operating system, quite similar to the Polestar Android automotive operating system that was used in the Polestar 2 EV. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are expected to be available as standard options. We hope that this one will be free of the issues that plagued the Apple CarPlay system installed in the Polestar 2. As its flagship model, we imagine that Volvo will place a premium on making the Embla as eco-friendly as possible. So expect the interior to be finished with sustainable, recycled, and renewable materials. The overall interior concept will feature a minimalist design similar to the style of a typical Scandinavian chic. We don't know what the Embla will get in terms of infotainment screen, but judging from the setup of the Recharge concept, which features a 15-inch infotainment touchscreen, as well as a digital instrument cluster and heads-up display, we sort of have an idea of what Volvo will try to do and the type of technologies it will adopt. Other interior perks that we expect to see include a lavish panoramic roof and, if we're lucky enough, a third-row seat. Production. The Embla will be produced at Volvo's car manufacturing plant in South Carolina, which has an annual production capacity of 150,000. This means there will be no disruption to the production line of the XC90, which is built in Sweden. Since launching in 2015, the XC90 has been a success, with over 35 units sold in the United States in 2021 alone. We hear Volvo is planning to upgrade the Torslanda factory in Gothenburg, Sweden factory, so that electric vehicles can be manufactured there. The plan is to convert it to a full-scale electric vehicle manufacturer by 2025. However, the Swedish automaker has no plans to scrap its gasoline-powered models just yet, at least until the turn of the next decade. Release date. At the moment, there has been no official confirmation, but Volvo continues to reiterate that it is ready to launch the new EV SUV flagship. We are very much on track. We've made commitments that would be launching a certain amount of vehicles every year. And we'll make the decision on when we release that. But the fourth quarter this year is when we will release more details on that product, Volvo's current CEO Jim Rowan told Autocar.com. Volvo certainly isn't playing around with its ambition to become an all-electric automotive brand within the next decade. And if you ask us, we think that Volvo Embla will not only replace the XC90, but also establish itself as an actual luxurious four-wheel machine. We deliberately ignored discussing the performance because we like to believe that the Swedish automaker will install something that's worthy of sitting in a true flagship luxury car, such as the Embla. And overall, this XC90 successor should be a top-of-the-range model that will drive Volvo's electrification ambition. Thankfully, the people at Volvo, including CEO Jim Rowan, seem to share the same sentiment as well. It's a very exciting time for us because it takes us into another sphere. It's another building block towards the future. That model itself is an extremely important vehicle for us, Rowan said. Do you agree with him? What features would you like to see in the XC90? How important will it be to Volvo's EV campaign? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Be sure to check out this video over here.